We live in a time where you can meet someone in seconds, but struggle to truly know them in months. Where relationships start with Wi Fi instead of eye contact. Where love is filtered, captioned, and posted, but rarely felt deeply. Rarely. This is what they call modern dating. This is dating the internet. Welcome back, y'all, to the Organic True Podcast. Because today's episode is about relationships, dating the internet, and how modern times have quietly reprogrammed. It did it quietly, and it was a sniper. How it reprogrammed the way we love, connect, and commit. We all do. Everything has changed. Now, mind you, for my married folks, if you out of the game, could you imagine coming back into the game, dating in this time? Let me know. Go for it and see how it goes for you. You in your 40s, 40, 45, and you pass, you might be able to find some, and you got kids? Maybe, maybe, maybe you might be able to find something. But oh boy, it is not going to be easy. So because a lot of you, and I'm not saying that you can't adapt, because I feel like I'm the type of person, I'm very adaptable. I do kind of feel like if I got back out here in the dating pool, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna hit the gym heavy. I'm gonna really just focus on myself. And usually when you do that, opportunities come knocking on your door. Knock, knock. When you focus on yourself. And that's the truth. Here's the first thing. Relationships shifted from proximity based to accessibility based. It's nowhere. It's not about being able to go and actually be physically somewhere and you pass someone, or you just meet a person. You might be grocery shopping and y'all just stopped and y'all had a candid conversation. Next thing you know, you find out she's single, you single, or you at work, and that gets a little messy. So I'm gonna leave that one alone. But but most people do date in the workplace. They do. It is not uncommon. That's rarely nowadays. Nowadays, it's all about, oh, I can go on the internet. I could go on this dating site, boom, 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 make a profile, and then press enter. Boom. All my matches come up. Tinder, plenty of fish, Christian Mingo, all of that stuff. There's no connection, really. There's really no connection. Because if you look at it in hindsight, if I'm doing this all on the internet, you ain't really putting in no real work. Man, the internet removed barriers, but also depth. So it kind of allowed people to bypass any kind of walls that you put up for what's the word I'm looking for? Um Personal space, like being able to really kind of vet a person before you actually jump the gun to be able to say, let's have a conversation. Let's talk on the phone. Let's go for coffee. You know what I'm saying? It removed that to where now you can instantly, because when you put in your profile, now some people be lying. Y'all be lying. And that's where the barrier of the internet removed is when you can put your personal stuff, your likes, and this, that, and the other. Oh, these two people are compatible. And that's where the depth come in, because it's like that's kind of superficial. You know, being able to, when you're proximity based, that means that you're one on one, you're in person, y'all actually have to speak to each other at for the first time, to be able to really get to know and feel that connection or that vibe. You see what I'm saying? Like most people, they can vibe in today's world on the dating, on these dating apps, and it sound good. Then they go to phone conversation. Then they get in person, and they not even really truly like they said they were when y'all were talking on the phone or texting or sending emails or whatever you do on the maps. It's just totally inconvenient, man. Convenience replaced intentionality. For those people who date on the internet, convenience. And that can also be connected to removing the depth. You understand what I'm saying? That can also connect to that. Removing the depth. I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix my headset. Removing the depth in being able to get to know a person. Convenience replace intentionality, being able to do things intentional because you wanted to be able to make a good impression. You wanted to be able to show this person intentionally that you are a natural human, you are a natural person, you are who you say you are, and you have to accept me for me, right? And that's not being intentional, right? But check this out. Our parents, say this, our parents, right? Or your parents. You take this. And this is just a hypothetical here. Our parents meet through friends, neighbors, or work today. I'm sorry. Our parents meet through friends, neighbors, or work today. Our parents met through friends, neighbors, or work. Today, we meet through algorithms. And algorithms don't understand your heart. They don't understand engagement. You cannot put a algorithm on emotion, intention, and feeling. It just can't happen. You understand what I'm saying? Because living in today's modern time, modern relationships now prioritize speed and access over emotional development. You can't have that algorithm dictating how you feel, understanding your emotional engagement. It just can't happen, man. AI ain't a real person, it's artificial. Which brings me to the swipe culture and disposable dating. I just was just talking about this. Dating apps encourage surface level judgment. People become replaceable instant instead of relatable. I want to say that again. People become replaceable instead of relatable. Why is that? Because everything is so fast. You know what? Nope. This person, the hair. Did you see the hair? Like, on the internet, pop the balloon. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that, but if you're not, and if you want to see what I'm talking about is real, oh shoot, my headset keep coming off. Go to YouTube and put in pop the balloon. You'll see a guy walk in and all the ladies had these balloons. There was this one guy, before he even talked, everybody, so they already, you know, look, just judging him off of appearance. That that would be allowing him to speak to see if he's intellectual, to see if he is compatible with some of the things he likes to do. You know, um, just hearing him answer simple questions that the host is going to ask him for you to be able to make an intelligent, emotional decision. But see, that's that computer in that brain, that algorithm, that algorithm of instantaneous of being able to re- make people replaceable instead of relatable. Commitment, feelings optional when options feel endless. Commitment feels optional when options feel endless. And that makes it worse for a person who got trust issues, a person who just don't really want to commit because it's just like it's almost like going to get ice cream, right? Man, cookies and cream is my thing. But I just, I like trying different flavors. I just don't want to have cookies and cream every day because every day I come here, every other day I come here to get a pint of ice cream, there's a new flavor. And I like trying new things. Sometimes trying new things could make you sick. Sometimes trying new things could put you in a situation that's going to have lifelong consequences. Sometimes it's okay for you to stick with what you know because you tried it before, you like it, it's compatible with your palate and your taste. And it's delicious because you know what you're going to get. And I'm not saying because it's safe, I'm just saying because it's relatable to what you like. And that's a healthy emotional decision. I heard someone say, why work through problems when I could just swipe again? I just got finished talking about people be treating other human beings of the opposite sex, and it goes both ways. It ain't just one way, like Baskin and Robbins, because they got 32 flavors. Again, you might you might try that flavor of the month that might have cherries in it, and cherries don't work well with your digestive system. Be careful. That's not dating. That's consumption. You internet folk. I'm not, let me stop talking like as if I'm not an internet folk. I am. I love the internet. It's a gift and a curse, but we got to be smart with it when we using it and what we doing with it, because you know connecting it to our emotional intelligence, especially when it comes to love, commitment, and meeting someone, it can work. I'm not saying that it's not for everybody. That is just endless, and it's the future. Apparently, it is the future. So we got to figure out a way to where it makes sense. Because if we don't, we're gonna be lost in the sauce. You know, which bring me to my next point. Emotional connection versus digital stimulation. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to blow in your ear like that. I did. I really did. I didn't mean to blow in your ear like that. But tell me about it. Tell me. Talk to me nice. Emotional connection versus digital stimulation. Which one is it? Are you just constantly you just in the matrix because it's so easy for you to hop from this particular computer wave to the next computer wave instead of really stopping to make see, and then like I said, some people got trust issues. And this makes it easier for them to be able to really activate their avoidance. Constant texting creates illusionary intimacy. It can, or it does. You just all day, bing, 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 bing. No emotion behind it. Nowadays, you could just send emojis. People just sending emojis, and and in some people is creating some type of false narrative of intimacy. Oh, that's so sweet. He texted me and sent me emoji flowers. Well, where's the depth in that? Because if he would have just sent you real flowers, now you have something tangible, something that smells good, something that you could touch, hold, and feel. Now you feel it's intentional. There's true purpose behind it. Not him just texting to get in your drawers, get you out of them pantyhose. No emotional depth. Because emotional depth requires presence, not notifications. I sit with that one. Because modern dating and modern relationships confuse attention with affection. So wake up, be intentional, be purposeful with how you feel. Be connect. You know what? First and foremost, be connected with you first. Be connected to yourself before anything. Because if you ain't cleaning out your closet or you not cleaning out that dust in the corner of your closet, it's just gonna build up and get dustier and dustier. Next thing you know, you're sneezing, nose stuffy. So clean your closet. So when people come over, they have somewhere to hang their coats. And you could really truly see them for who they are. Because if you allow them to come to your house and your closet ain't clean and they still wearing their coat, you don't know who you're dealing with. You could talk to someone all day and still feel emotionally alone because stimulation isn't connection. That's that digital stimulation that we just was talking about. For the third point, you understand? You get it, right? Stimulation is not connection. Don't be fooled or don't be a fool. Social media's influence on love and expectation is so, it's like a rampant wildfire in the 20th century today. Ah, my God. Because social media influences everything. It influenced the news, culture, you know, uh, dating. We talk about that today. Relationships aren't performed for validation instead of nurtured privately. I'm sorry. Relationships, they are performed for validation because that's all people want. They want validation and they want you to see that they're doing it instead of doing it in a private setting to where everybody don't need to know your business. I don't need to know what you're doing. But because we want this social acceptance, because of the social media's influence on love and expectations, and love becomes content instead of meaningful purpose. You understand what I'm saying? So we can lose. We could possibly lose with this because for every great thing that happens and that we can use it for great things, something has to be sacrificed. We can lose what it truly means to be in love or loved or the process of relationship or getting to know somebody, you know, for the or getting to know somebody and going through that process. And yes, sometimes it takes It is being human to be hurt or to feel that hurt. That lets you know that you're alive. But when you detach yourself from that and you become desensitized, then what are you? Artificial intelligence. You ain't nothing but just algorithm with a heartbeat. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. And hey, this is just my opinion. I'm speaking my truth organically. I could be wrong. I'm no love doctor. I'm no counselor. I'm no therapist. I'm no, I'm none of those things. None of those things. Because the first thing people do say, we be on that good old internet. We post anniversaries but avoid hard conversations. We celebrate likes but ignore loneliness. Because that same time you post that anniversary, right? Oh, happy anniversary to my babe. 25 years, 19 years we've been together. But the whole time you texting that post, it was 19 years, but you ain't saying it's 19 years of misery. You ain't telling the truth. But you posting that anniversary, but avoiding that hard conversation to have that argument y'all had the other night. But y'all celebrating, it's like y'all celebrating the likes, but ignoring the fact that every time you like something and you see on somebody else's post how lonely you still is. That emptiness inside because you're looking for validation through someone else's post who's just as miserable as you and lonely. Ouch. So don't get it twisted. Get back to that closet, boo. Get back to that closet, sir. Get that dust out of there. So when people come over, they can hang that coat. Just saying. Just saying. I'm just saying. That I'm just saying. That's it. Modern relationships struggle with longevity today. And that's because of anybody want to raise their hand? Oops, I will. This is a podcast. I can't see you raise your hand unless I'm doing this live. But I would love someone to tell me conflict avoidance is normalized. Why modern relationships struggle with longevity? That's just my theory because conflict avoidance is normalized. It's normal to avoid conflict because I can just swipe to the left. What did she say? To the left, to the left. Everything you own in the box to the left. Well, that was her physics. At least she was, it was intentional and it had purpose because she actually was able to put her hands on box and it was proximity based. But when it's convenient, you can avoid conflict. And then it becomes normal. Here's the, and oh, it just came to me. Here's the one though. Vulnerability is replaced by silence or ghosting. I just did a podcast on vulnerability and how important it is for you to be able to heal. And you have to deal with that monster. For all my fellas who suffer in silence, who are super masculine, who are alphas, I get it. You still got to be vulnerable. And I struggle with that. And sometimes I see that even in my union, that's and it's not purposeful, but it's something that I know I need to work on. Being more vulnerable. But vulnerability is replaced by silence and ghosting. Growth is expected without discomfort. I just said it. Nobody wants to go through the process. Because in that process or in that particular journey of from the beginning and getting to know somebody, you might get hurt. And I'm not saying that you should, but I'm saying it's a part of the process. Taking a chance, being present. But when growth is expected without discomfort, it's easy for you to avoid conflict. And then that becomes normalized. And then vulnerability becomes replaced with silence and ghosting. Because you could just go on to the next one, and the next one, and the next, until you become lonely, empty, and then all of your dependence is on pushing this narrative on the internet that you happy being alone. You out here doing you. I'm out here doing me, boo. Dude, I got a line up. I got them. Yeah, okay. We'll see when you 45 and you 50 and you sitting in that with I don't care. Hey, you might nice house, nice car, you driving. You don't need nobody. You got it. You Miss Independent. You Mr. Independent. You don't need them. You a hustler. You this. But keep going. I salute you. I ain't never gonna talk down to nobody who figure that they can do it and they don't need no relationship. I'm not here to put everybody in a relationship. I'm just saying be careful how we using this new technology and how we are really like making it shapeshift and bend us into some type of new false reality. Because it's happening. Because instead of saying this hurts me, we disappear. The internet made it easy to leave, not easier to love. Straight up. The internet made it so easy for people to leave and not easier for people to love. And once you get to that place to where it's normalized for you and you're like a part of the system, you had to figure out how relearning how to love intentionally in a digital world. That's like reprogramming yourself. You have to slow down emotional access. You can't, meaning you can't allow too many people that you have unconsciously allowed access to your emotions digitally. You got to choose depth over digital chemistry. And that pheromone or whatever the internet is hitting for you, and it gives you that high or that dopamine or whatever it's doing where it garners our attention. Because yes, I'm a internet zombie too. I noticed that, and then as soon as I notice it, I stop, or I try to stop, or I try to watch something else that is going to be beneficial for me. Because you look up, it'd be a it'd be an hour gone by, and you all you did was watch mindless content. But that might maybe the content you watching ain't mindless, and that's just how I look at it. But you got to choose depth over digital chemistry. Communicate clearly, even when you're uncomfortable. It ain't easy, and you have to build relationships offline, not just online. Meaning you got to unplug. Go to that cafe. Go to that Starbucks. See see Sally or Mark sitting there every day at the Starbucks with his laptop, or she there with her laptop. You think that person is attracted? Buy him a cup of coffee. Offer. You don't see no ring. It's time to do your thing. Practicing intentional dating practices increases, or it can increase emotional security and relationship satisfaction. That's a possibility. Now, that's something that I read, you know, just trying to understand relationships and the internet's influence on dating. Because when you have boundaries with technology, that could possibly improve re- your presence. When you have boundaries, when you put that phone down, when you be mindful that, hey, you know what, hold on, let me not wake up and scroll in the morning. Let me wake up, don't touch my phone. you know that can improve your conscious presentness at that particular moment. And then you start realizing that you are present. You're not always in that matrix. So just be mindful. I read that one couple, and the reason why I say that is because I read one couple decided to limit phone use during dates. They said it felt awkward at first, but then powerful. They finally saw each other. Going back to when you can be with a person or be talking to a person for a long time, but still don't know them. That's a thing. You could even be in a marriage or a relationship into a marriage that has lasted 16 years and still not feel connected. So don't get lost in the sauce because it's real easy. You understand? It's easy. So let's try. And that's really all you can do is just try. Because we don't lose our ability to love. We just outsourced it to the internet. Real connections still exist. It just requires intention in a world built for distraction. Intentionality is a reality. Be intentional. Be intentional. Be intentional. But see here, and I hope I'm not trying to rub anybody the wrong way. I love all my people. I love the people. I love relationship. I love love. Um, I'm still working on it. So just take a chance and be intentional and make it purposeful and meaningful. If this episode spoke to you, if it described your experiences, your frustrations, your hopes, show your boy some love and subscribe to the Organic Truth Podcast. I would truly appreciate it. YouTube, every episode is designed to help you navigate modern life. We're talking about everything. I love the self healing journey. I love talking about relationship. I love talking about life, entertainment, business, news. But we're going to talk about modern life with clarity, depth, and truth. And that's just how it's going to be. So, my people, stop dating the internet. Start choosing connection on purpose. And I say that to say this: allow your plan B, B to enforce plan A. And without a voice, there's no truth. Without truth, there's no voice. Again, a true podcast. Blessings to the people. Let's go.